What's up, everybody? Good afternoon or early evening for some of you by now. And earlier today, the Seahawks released their opening week depth chart. This is from the team. This is from the team official website. So this is presumably meaningful. We won't find out exactly how meaningful until Sunday when we see how players actually are utilized, how much they play, or if they don't play. And of course, I don't know how much injuries are factoring into this depth chart, but I think we can learn some stuff here, kind of get an idea of where the team sees themselves. Condota has the tweet here that lists out the various depth charts for the team so far, and we'll see how it matches up with expectations. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Keep in mind that it's very possible that the team is just reporting this, and then the game gets here, and then things go completely differently, but there's got to be some reason why they decided to do it like this. Like, just as an example, the 49ers released their official depth chart a little earlier, and Bosa, I believe, was not even on it, and we all know why he's currently not even on it. So you can kind of learn stuff. You can get an idea of where the team feels like things are, I think. So let's start with the offense here. Most of this stuff is going to be as expected, but I do want to call out a couple of things. Quarterback, Geno Smith and Drew Lock, totally expected. Running back, however, this is where things kind of get interesting. K9 is the #1 running back. DJ Dallas, #2. Charbonnet, 3. McIntosh, 4. Now, Charbonnet did get hurt this offseason, but he came back very quickly, and he played in the last couple of preseason games. So that's kind of interesting. If it means anything, which it may not. Like, we might actually get to the game, and then it's Charbonnet getting subbed in for Walker, and Dallas barely sees the field. Maybe doesn't even see the field at all as a running back. You just kind of have to get to the game to be sure. But this is kind of an interesting choice. I know Charbonnet didn't look great in the preseason, but I don't think he was doing anything wrong. I think it was an offensive line issue. So I think DJ Dallas is a competent running back, but I don't think he's anything really beyond that. So this would be interesting. If we get to this first game and DJ Dallas is the first man off the bench for K9, that would probably disappoint some people because I think there are some people out there that really like Charbonnet. Now, it's possible that we're just putting him there because he's the third down back, because Charbonnet's a rookie and we might not trust him in pass protection, and DJ Dallas is good in pass protection. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But this is kind of interesting. If we truly do see DJ Dallas as the first running back off the bench, then that means Charbonnet is going to do even less than I thought. Wide receiver, you got 2 receiver slots. You got Metcalf at the top here with Cody Thompson backing him up. And then you've got Lockett on the other side with JSN backing him up, and then Jake Bobo. So kind of depends on how you read it, right? It's like suggesting that the more kind of short route running receiver, the guys who are not as good downfield threats, the guys who aren't huge after the catch threats like Lockett and JSN and Bobo are at the bottom, Metcalf and Cody Thompson at the top because they're a little bit big. I don't know exactly what the logic could be there. I don't know exactly what the thought process would be, but again, I think this pretty much makes sense. Metcalf, Lockett, JSN, Thompson, and Bobo. I guess Bobo being behind Cody Thompson, if that's what this is meant to portray, is kind of interesting. But again, when you get to the games, who's actually going to get on the field? Because you're going to have to make decisions in the moment. And you're not necessarily going to be referring to your depth chart every time you decide who to put in the game and who not to put in the game. Offensive line, totally as expected. Cross, Lewis, Brown, Haynes, Lucas starting. Got Forsyth, Brown, Oluwatimi, Bradford, Curhan backing him up. So Ben Brown gets promoted and gets the backup left guard spot. Didn't make any sense to put him anywhere else. And that's it. That's it for the offense. Pretty much all makes sense. We'll see what's going on with McIntosh health-wise. See what's going on with JSN health-wise. Oh, yeah, tight end, by the way. Fant, Disley with Parkinson is the backup. Again, totally expected. Nothing weird here. So, offensively, the main thing that's interesting is Charbonnet. Okay, defense. Boye Mafe does indeed get the nod as the starter at the other outside linebacker spot alongside Uchenna. And That I'm happy about. It wasn't official until now, I feel like, but now I feel like it's pretty official. He's shown himself to be the better run defender. He's shown himself to be the better neutral down outside linebacker, so great news there. And then behind them, we've got Darrell Taylor, Derek Hall, and then Tyreek Smith is the fifth guy. Pretty much exactly the way I was hoping it would break out. So that's the edge stuff. Defensive line, Mario Edwards and Draymond Jones starting at defensive end with Miles Adams and Mike Morris backing him up. Pretty much exactly as expected. Nose tackle, Jaron Reed. Backup nose tackle, Cam Young. So this front seven, almost what I expected. There's one deviation, and it comes here at inside linebacker. We got Bobby Wagner starting, of course, but the other listed starter, inside linebacker, Jordan Brooks, getting the nod over Devin Bush. Will that be reflected in the Week 1 lineup? So this is kind of interesting to me. I think a lot of people are going to be very tuned in on this, right? Because to me, Devin Bush should be out there until Jordan Brooks proves he's 100%. Jordan Brooks, I'm just not expecting him to be 100% this year. It's not reasonable to expect that. He can play. Maybe he'll be like 90%. Maybe he'll be like 85%. But I think I'd rather have Devin Bush out there than a 85-90% Jordan Brooks. I liked what Devin Bush did in the preseason. So I find this to be kind of interesting. We'll see what happens on the actual game. This might be a situation where they acknowledge that Brooks would be the starter if he was 100%. But until they're sure that he is, Bush will actually start. Then Brooks gets his job back when the injury completely clears up. I don't know. This one's interesting, though. So if we get to Week 1 and Brooks is starting, like he's actually out there with the base formation, then, hey, he came back really quickly and good for him. But I would like to see a little bit of Devin Bush first, personally. Remember, Brooks did not play in the preseason. Belor, other backup inside linebacker, sure, I guess. Drake Thomas, another backup inside linebacker, makes sense. Cornerback, more interesting stuff here with cornerback. We got Reek Woolen on the right side, of course, but you've got Trey Brown listed as the starter on the left side. He took it away from Mike Jackson, people. He took it away from Mike Jackson. So the preseason did matter. I was hesitant to nail Mike Jackson too much for the stuff that happened in the preseason because he played pretty good last year. I didn't want to turn on a guy for a couple bad preseason games, and I'm not saying this team has. But Trey Brown did play better, so he deserves it. Good for Trey Brown. He's going to start on the left side. Got Witherspoon listed here as well. Presumably, they're listing him here temporarily. I think as the year goes on, he'll eventually take his rightful spot as the starting outside linebacker, and this may also reflect the fact that eventually he's going to be the starting slot corner. But for now, he's listed here. And, of course, Q Blue Kelly listed as a third stringer. Safety. So Jamal Adams listed as the third string strong safety for now because we know he's not going to play Week 1. And presumably they're just going to list him there until he works his way back into the starting lineup. But you got Julian Love and Quandre Diggs starting. Jarek Reed and Kobe Bryant listed as a safety. Free safety. Kind of interesting. So they I guess they feel like they're a little more comfortable with the situation at cornerback than safety, which makes sense since Adams isn't going to play Week 1. So Kobe Bryant listed as a backup safety going into the season. All right, so that's your depth chart for the defense. Now, we do also have special teams, but there isn't a lot to say here. Yeah, we got Dixon as the kicker. I'm sorry, punter. We got Myers as the kicker. Michael Dixon holding punt returns and kick returns by DJ Dallas. Now, kick returns, sure, DJ Dallas is a pretty good kick returner. Punt returner? I hope we can eventually do better than that. Somebody on this team should be able to do punt returns better than DJ Dallas. McIntosh, Trey Brown, just to name two, maybe Cade Johnson, maybe Cody Thompson could do it better. I don't know. DJ Dallas is not a good punt returner, so please do better than that at some point this year. And you got Chris Stoll, long snapper. Of course, there was nobody else on the team who can long snap. All right, so that's it for the official depth chart from the team. We'll see if these selections end up being reflected in the actual game, but there's got to be some reason why the team decides to list things out like this, right? There's got to be some meaning behind it. It can't just be random. Like, Obviously, we know that Jamal Adams being listed in third string is because of the injury, but what's up with the Brooks Bush listing? What's up with the Trey Brown Michael Jackson listing? Witherspoon's here. What does that mean? So, time will tell. But overall, pretty much what anybody would have expected outside of a couple of selections. And this can get all shaken up very quickly here. If Charbonnet ramps up quickly to the point where he clearly looks like the second best running back after week 3 or week 4, then I'm sure he'll get bumped up. I guess that's about it. That's really all I can say. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys later. Still waiting on Bosa updates. That's kind of the big thing going on within the division right now. Going to keep a very close eye on that in the coming days because I'm sure there's a drop-dead date to whether or not he can get out there week 1. But, yep. Catch you guys later. Should be streaming with the Hawks Nest tonight. Should be streaming on Twitch tonight. Hope to see you guys there. Go Hawks.